Hi everybody, Dugraz here with Dugraz Reports. Today, I'll let you take a look at every single credit card that I have, and I'm going to comment a little bit on my strategy for the rest of this year and talk about possibly just cutting out some credit cards that I want to get rid of. On this channel, we talk about finding epic value for the average American, including but not limited to credit card rewards. If that sounds interesting to you, please click the thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. So here they are, every single credit card that I have. I've got a column of 4, that would be 8, 10, 12, 14. 14 of them. Well, let's see if we can organize this a little better. So the column on the far left edge of the screen are my kind of all-star cards, the ones that get a lot of use and generally have a place in my wallet. I'll just tell you a little bit about each one. Obviously, I can't go into a ton of detail, or this video would be an hour long and no one would ever watch. And the dishwasher just came on. In the top left, we have the US Bank Altitude Reserve. This often is my everywhere else card as long as they accept mobile wallet. And I've done another video about why I love this card. It's probably the card I have the most affection towards. I'll put a link up there in the corner or in the description box. Second from the top left is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I actually haven't updated the screen in a while. I upgraded that to a Sapphire Reserve less than a year ago. So that's a card I use for dining a lot, and then it unlocks the Chase transfer partners and the 1.5 modifier, either for pay yourself back or for buying travel in the portal with some good travel protections. Third one in that first column is the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. It's a 1.5 everywhere business card. And if I transfer those unlimited points or Chase Ultimate Reward points over to my Sapphire Reserve, I get a 1.5 modifier on those for portal or pay yourself back. So effectively, I can kind of think of it as a 1.5 times 1.5, 2.25 everywhere card. The bottom one in that first column, the last Chase card you see there for that column, is the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card. That's the one that gets an uplift of 5x on cable and phone, which I use it for that, pay my cable bill with it, phone bill with it. Also 5x at Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, basically your office supply store. And I basically use that anytime they have one of those specials where you can get $200 prepaid Visa cards for no purchase fee. I'll get $1,000 worth basically every single time. So I'm buying points in an indirect way. Second column is what I often call the role player cards. They play a specific role, but they don't get everyday use. At the top is the Amazon Prime Visa, 5% cash back on Amazon. We use Amazon a lot. Second in that column is my Chase Freedom card. This is not the Freedom Flex, it's the old Freedom. So 5% on rotating categories. For example, this quarter, I've got 5x on PayPal or Walmart, and that's an easy one to use if you're doing manufactured spending or if you're just doing a lot of Walmart shopping, and we get a lot of stuff at Walmart online grocery, so that works out well. The US Bank Cash Plus card is a 5% cash back card for non-rotating categories, and it was actually one of my first credit cards I ever got. I've had it for over 10 years. I always set my non-rotating categories to home utilities and department stores. Occasionally we'll use it at Kohl's. That's the only reason to set it department stores. Next on the list is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred Card, 6% cash back on groceries up to $6,000. $95 in a fee. The math says if you're getting more than 4,000-ish of groceries a year, that's worth doing. I've done a review on that one also. I'll put a card up there. Actually, I've done a review on a whole bunch of these cards, so just look through all my previous videos. The next column, the second to last column, is credit history column. So I'd already mentioned my US Bank Cash Plus card I'd had for about 10 years. You'll see the Discover card. This is the original Discover card called Discover More. I've had that for about 20 years. Don't use it much at all, but credit builder. Next down is the Wells Fargo Signature Visa card. That is a card that gets a job to do now and then because Wells Fargo will offer promotions here and there, but it's basically a credit builder card. And then last on that list is a Capital One Quicksilver 1.5 cashback everywhere, 1.5% cashback everywhere. That card gets almost no use. And then the last column is my junk cards column, where I have them and I almost never use them for anything. The Citi Rewards Plus, there are some benefits to it, but unless you're using it in conjunction with other Citi cards, having it all by itself does almost nothing. The American Express Blue Business Cash, there was a time when I thought I wanted a 2% everywhere else card, but what I found is I pretty much never feel like I have a need for a flat 2% cash back. Even my Chase Inc. Business Unlimited, because I'm using my Ultimate Reward points, are almost always better. And then lastly, the US Bank Flex Perks Gold. Frankly, the only reason I got that was there was a $30,000 point, I wish it was $30,000, 30,000 point sign up bonus. So basically I grabbed the sign up bonus and I've used it with a couple offers, but other than that, not much since then. All right, let's take a look at another way of thinking about these things. Well, I accidentally lied to you earlier in the video with the number of cards that I had. Whatever number I said, let's add on 2 more. You'll see on the top right, there's a Hilton Honors card. That's the business card that I mostly just got for the sign-up bonus. And then below that is the Wyndham Earners business card. Also got that for the sign-up bonus. There are some valid reasons to keep those, and maybe I'll go into that some other time. I also did a video about the Hilton card. I'll put a link in the description box. The Wyndham card I don't think I've done anything on yet. It's just sort of a grab it, easy sock drawer keeper type card. So I've rearranged things here. It's all the same cards, but I've rearranged them. At the bottom of this screen, you'll see I've put some in sort of a light blue colored box. These are all the cards that I think are on the chopping block that I could legitimately get rid of. And I'll go through them and tell you why I might get rid of them. First of all, I'm putting a big red X over the Flex Perks Gold because I've already canceled it. The annual fee actually came up a month and a half ago or so. It was $85 and I didn't get a retention offer on it. So I just said, bye. I really don't use it for anything. It's not a terrible card in its own right. It's decent. I reviewed it also, link in the description box. But in conjunction with other cards I have, there was always something better. So transferred those points over to my Altitude Reserve before I closed it, obviously. So let's go through these one at a time. I'll tell you why I'm thinking about canceling them. We'll go over pros and cons. So first on the chopping block is the Discover card. I know it has rotating categories. Because it earns cash back and not points, it just never really excites me enough. I feel like a lot of the same categories I can grab with my Freedom card. My wife has a Freedom card. So I use it maybe $300 a year of spend on it, and that's it. So I would only be keeping it for the credit history, but the 3 cards above it on the far left are all either 10 or 20 years roughly of credit history. So I don't think it would hurt me that badly to cancel it. Next up on the chopping block is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. I think it's a great card, especially if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of credit cards and you maybe only have like 2 credit cards. You have that and an everywhere else card. It actually works pretty well. 3% back on gas, uncapped, that's cash back. And then the 6% groceries, unfortunately, that's capped at $6,000. It's much more difficult to do any kind of manufactured spending with American Express. So what I've found is like this past year, within the past 10 months, my wife got the American Express Platinum card. And when we got it, it had 10x on gas and groceries for the first 6 months. So we just used that for all of our gas, all of our groceries for those 6 months. And then even right now, like we get most of our groceries through Walmart through online pickup. Right now, Walmart's one of the freedom categories. So I'm getting 5% cash back, which effectively becomes the equivalent of 7.5. If you think of it in conjunction with the Sapphire Reserve for Pay Yourself Back or something like that. So I just haven't had a lot of reason to use the American Express Blue Cash Preferred for groceries. And I keep finding over and over again, like temporary or short-term bonuses on other cards, or I'm putting it towards a sign-up bonus, and it just doesn't get used that much for me personally. Next up, the Citi Rewards Plus card. I've already mentioned this. Unless you're using it in conjunction with another Citi strategy, it's just really, it doesn't do anything on its own. I only have had it for like 2 years. It doesn't bring my average age of credit up. It actually brings it down slightly. It just doesn't do much. So that's probably pretty high up on the chopping block. Will I get into a full-blown Citi strategy someday? But I'm probably not far enough along in the game to do that. Right now I'm at Chase 424. So I've got one very precious personal card that I can get. We already talked about the Flex Perks Gold. The American Express Blue Business Cash is just a flat 2% everywhere card. Occasionally I'll get a good Amex offer on it, but other than that, I never use it for anything. It's just taking up space. And then last up here on the list, you'll see the Amazon Prime Visa by Chase. Now, if this card earned 5x Chase Ultimate Reward points on Amazon instead of just 5% cash back, it would be a permanent card that I would use constantly. And you might think to yourself, well, 5% cash back on Amazon is still pretty good. And that's not wrong, but I've found that I'm constantly getting deals and things that lead me to buy Amazon gift cards. For example, I have an app on my phone called Pacey, which gives 5% cash back at places like Kohl's, Staples, CVS Pharmacy, Office Max, Office Depot. And it's pretty common for me to hit 3 out of 4 of those stores every single month and just get a $100 Amazon gift card. Now that 5% is capped on $100 of spending, but every single month, I'm buying $200, $300, $400 of Amazon Prime gift cards on something where I'm getting 5% cash back plus whatever the card gives. Sometimes I have another app called Dosh that'll give you even more cash back on top of that. So like if I buy a $100 Amazon gift card at CVS Pharmacy, let's say, I get 5% cash back from the Pacey app. And then on top of that, I'll get some sort of CVS rewards for spending. It might only be 1 or 2%, but it's something. And then if I use, say, my Altitude Reserve card through mobile wallet with Apple Pay, I get effectively 4.5% back on that. So I'm getting at least 9.5% plus whatever my CVS rewards are. Probably, let's just round it up and say 10% back for money I'm going to eventually spend at Amazon. So we very rarely actually use the Amazon Prime card for Amazon spending because I'm constantly buying gift cards and loading them on there. There's my pantheon of credit cards. I will say that for the Chase cards, other than the Sapphire Reserve, there are refer a friend links I'll put down in the description box. If you're thinking about getting any of those, I'd really appreciate it if you'd use my link. Same thing for the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. As always, if you have a comment or want to know what I'm thinking, or if you think I'm crazy or stupid, please make a comment. Remember to subscribe. And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.